Welcome to Momivate Momversations on the Win Win Women Network. We are so grateful for this platform. Thank you to the behind the scenes friends making it all work smoothly so we women can gather to care, connect, and collaborate. Truly a win-win for all of us. I'm your hostess, Reagan Barnes. I'm a Momivate and founder of Momivate. We're a nonprofit organization that empowers you to elevate your mothering experience. We welcome you into the Momivate community, or Momunity, as we like to say. We are moms united in our passion to create a better world for our children, with our children, and through our children. Join us, become a Momunity member. It's free on our website, momivate.org. We know that every mom needs an EMT. E is for education, which is what this Momversation is designed to deliver. M, or monetary alternatives, it's money or monetary alternatives. And that can relieve some of the financial stress involved in parenting and motherhood. And the T is for time. Our programs are fun and innovative and designed to give every mom an EMT. So welcome, and when you join our Momunity, we'll send you a free digital copy of our Smile Journal. This is where you can keep track of what you learn from each of these Momversations, and you can set goals, and it'll impact your personal achievement based on this educational program. So let's get this Momversation started. Here at Momivate, we answer the question, what do moms do anyway? What's so important about the work of a mother that we can't just evolve this role right out of society? I had to ask this question when I started my mothering journey because I really felt like motherhood was not much more than a list of chores, household chores, and that was really kind of frustrating for me. I had graduated third in my class in high school. I'd gotten scholarships and gotten a bachelor's degree, and just sweeping and mopping the kitchen floor didn't sound like it was worthy of all of those educational endeavors. So I had grown up the daughter of a single mom, and she had been so busy going out and making money to benefit our family that I had actually not seen a mom in action. I didn't know the answer to that question myself. What do moms do anyway? So I had to spend a good portion of my young motherhood really observing other mothers, particularly those who had chosen to be with their children full time. And I just needed to understand, what were they doing between the mopping of the kitchen floor, right? Like, what was it that makes motherhood more than just making sure the kids don't drown or chauffeuring them to places, you know? And as I really set to work, I put my bachelor's degree to work in that sense of really wanting to define and get a good hold of what motherhood indicates. And there were some ingredients I came up with. It spells an acronym, so I'm going to share that screen again so we can answer that question with a visual aid. These pictures indicate what motherhood has kind of traditionally been over the years, right? In the centuries past, we had to take the laundry down to the river and scrub it by hand, and then this is a real true oven that you can see there. It's located in the cabin of my in-laws, and I cannot fathom how to work this oven. And it was probably considered a modern device back when it was invented compared to cooking over an open fire. But women really had to understand how to make different degrees. Look at all these different compartments. They would put the various elements, coal or wood or whatever. And anyways, I do rejoice that that is not part of what I am asked to do nowadays. But instead, what I do is raise up society. I am in charge, and this doesn't mean I alone am in charge, but I work together with my husband on the relationships that go on in our home, how we interact with one another. We model that for our children, and then our children are able to have reasonably healthy relationships as they grow up. And I, as a mother, I work on the atmosphere of our home. Now, this might include having a clean kitchen floor, but it includes so much else. If I consider all of the various elements that go into creating an atmosphere, the sights and smells and sounds, you know, is there a lot of complaining? Is there a lot of yelling? Or, you know, back when I had kids in diapers, I was always worried it smelled like diapers at my house. So all 5 of those senses go into creating the atmosphere of our home. The I is for income and outgo, and in some cases, women have to worry about both the sides of that financial coin. But definitely, even if a woman is not earning an income as a full-time mother, she can have a major impact on the family's financial stability through the outgo, through careful budgeting and planning. The S is for schedules and systems, all of that household management, including teaching the kids to do the cleaning of the kitchen floor, all of those chores, managing the screen time in the household and teaching the children to have self-government with regards to those kinds of things. So, and then the E is for energy. Oh, don't we always need energy? And we can be better at having that energy if we really work to have good habits in terms of our eating, our exercise, and our sleep. And by us trying to have that energy and those habits, we model that again for our children, and that will impact their mental health as much as anything else. The U is for unique circumstances, and the P is for personal pursuits. So as the power in this acronym is that it intricately illustrates how moms raise up society, and it has held true for centuries, even though these are like threads in you know, a tapestry. And in the past, that tapestry picture that got sewn together looked like household chores. But that's part of innovating, is still using these same threads that are spelled out in the RaiseUp acronym, but creating a new picture and being able to still contribute to our children's well-being and health and growth through this RaiseUp acronym, remaining committed, but allowing ourselves to paint a new picture by midst of these same threads. So we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? It's wonderful. We fought hard for the freedoms that we enjoy as women. I'm so grateful that we can get a good education. A lot of those kinds of things that we had to fight for in this last century, and we don't want to give those up. It's a beautiful benefit of living in the present. But in the midst of having all of these freedoms at our fingertips, don't you love this picture? It shows all these freedoms at our fingertips. Our children still need us. They need us to remain committed to these RaiseUp elements. It's no wonder that we rejected that old model of motherhood that had just endless chores and subservience. But in the midst of leaving that behind, we have to take our children with us into our new and exciting future. We can't just, like I said, can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So let's innovate. Here we are on a whole new playing field, and the objective remains the same. In order to win at this game of motherhood, we want to help our children get into adulthood And then again, they get to become the mothers of the next generation and continue to perpetuate the species. But we have to kind of update the game's operations and realign the boundaries. And there's like different implements to use in this novel sport now that we have recreated what motherhood can and needs to look like. We must innovate. And I love this word. In my opinion, it is full of excitement. As we think about possibilities, we look for ways to be creative and really think outside the box and help us evolve motherhood rather than escape it. And that's my biggest concern as I have watched motherhood within my own life, as well as the lives of other women. In the past, I've been a mom now for 22 years. And then, of course, I was even watching women in the years that I was growing up and seeing what was going on. So there does tend to be this tendency to want to escape motherhood, abandon it. It seems like an old-fashioned thing to do. Well, Momivate is here to say, hey, our kids still need us. Even though we have all these freedoms and exciting endeavors to look forward to, let's keep our kids as part of the package deal and make sure that we are still doing our part to create society, again, through our children and through motherhood. So let's see. Again, here's this list of what the RaiseUp means. And as we glance at this list, we would probably agree that it's all very time consuming. Especially because we're having to learn as we go. So there's time involved in the learning as well as the time involved in the doing. And if you're a scrapbooker or a Facebooker, there's also time involved in the recording of the memories that we're making. So motherhood, as understood in the RaiseUp acronym, is an investment of time. And so often we feel overwhelmed that there isn't time for much else. And even self-care tactics are set aside and putting our mental well-being at risk. So here at Momivate, we've been pondering this paradox and seeking solutions. So I want to introduce you to what some of those solutions are. I stopped sharing here, so I'll take a minute to smile at everyone. And I'm going to, the next time that I share my screen, I'm going to share the way that we have our website set up is according to our 4 vate words. So as you can see, Momivate is a play on the word motivate. And we have these kind of like pillar words that organize our programs. We are a nonprofit organization, and many of our programs are still in idea mode, but we do have a few that have launched, and it's really exciting. One of them is called MomPods, and I even brought my own MomPod notebook here so that I could share with you a little bit of my adventure of having a MomPod. Now, when I first came up with that term, somebody asked if that was going to be a podcast because of that use of the word pod. But instead, I want you to think of a pea pod, like a collection of peas all hooked together there in the pea pod. And that's what a MomPod really is it's a couple of moms, 2 or 3, who come together with the purpose of giving each other time. And that's time for self-care. It could be time for a part-time job. But they really are conscientious, and they structure out this MomPod where one mom takes a turn being in charge of the children. We call her the kids mom, and she's the first responder. So she can, in fact, we encourage that when it's her turn to be the kids mom, that she hosts the MomPod at her house. And that way she can be in charge of letting the kids know what toys they can play with. And in the meantime, she can go do laundry or get the the crock pot going, or whatever other kind of household management things that are necessary. And that in a lot of cases get kind of left behind when we are a little bit too busy with the rest of life, right? So she's the first responder, and she's taking her shift, so to speak, doing that. And when I had my mom pod going actively, unfortunately, it's not active right now due to coronavirus, but we had the mom pod always at the other mom's house because of her needs with regards to different things. So you can kind of set things up according to how you need it. But when it's your turn to be the focused mom, that's the word we use to describe the mom who she's getting a chance to focus. Like, again, it could be self-care of some kind. Maybe she wants to just do some yoga without having her kids crawl all over her. Or maybe she has a part-time job. Maybe she's a freelance writer or something like that. And and so she gets a chance to concentrate, but she's still there at the same household where her kids are. And this is instrumental. The kids will feel that much better knowing that mom is just in the other room. And the kid's mom, the one who's the first responder, she'll feel that much better too. She hasn't been left with all the kids. It's far less stress when she knows that the focused mom is just in the other room. So if there is a poopy blowout, or if there is a tantrum, she can, and the mom pod is structured this way, she can go and get the focused mom and say, you know what, this is just not something I want to deal with. And that tantrum is going to be handled much better in the mind of the child, who can go ahead and have access to their own mom, even though in general that child knows that mom is not, going to be the first responder. So it's a child centric, but at the same time it's mom centric, and it's very different from play dates. It's very different from trading your kids, because it's got that element of staying nearby. You can arrange with one another to, maybe one mom wants to go have lunch with her husband one day, or little things like that. If it's a set of 3 moms, then that can work out even better to take those things. So MomPods is one of our main ways of innovating, and it is a program that's already up and going. So let me show you on the website. Let's see. I should have had that up and going already, but now you get to see me get there, and that can be helpful too. Again, we have on our website, we have all of our VATE words. There's activate and cultivate, innovate and elevate. Now the innovate has the MomPods underneath it. And so that is where you would go to read a little bit more. If you still need more to understand about what a MomPod is, you can get this 30+ page packet that is full of ideas of how to find a fellow mom to have a MomPod. It's full of example MomPods so that you can kind of start to really envision for yourself and your needs. We have inside that packet mindset tips so that your MomPod remains successful and doesn't kind of implode sometimes, right? It can be hard to always know exactly how to handle different situations. So we encourage you to have like verbiage that you agree on, wording about how to handle things. So just come here and you click on the button about getting the MomPod, and that will come to you, and we'll add you to our Mom Unity. You'll get our weekly emails. And I would love to hear if you have already started a MomPod, how that has gone for you. And the next portion of Innovate that we're going to look at here is the revolving closet. And again, this is one of our ideas that has taken off. This is one of the things that that has launched and is really starting to spread. So first of all, we answer the question, what is a revolving closet? So this is a spare bedroom in my home. I bought this nice big garage shelving and about 45 bins, these empty totes. Well, they're not empty now, but and then I labeled each bin according to the different sizes in children's clothing. And I really only focus on children's clothing. For adults, the only clothing I offer is maternity clothes, and that's because, yay, moms, you know, got to support the moms. So we do have maternity clothes. We often have books donated, coats, diapers sometimes come through, things like bibs and burp cloths and socks and hats. So really, this is meant to be a middle place where moms can donate what their kids have outgrown, and then other moms come and they donate what their kids outgrew, but they are able to take what the other mom donated, and they never meet each other. But I'm there in the middle, and I get to meet both moms, so you know, on both ends of the equation. And it's really a lovely trading type system. We do get donations where the moms, for whatever reason, don't take anything, and in that case, that means we can help moms who, for whatever reason, don't have anything to donate. We've helped refugee families, we've helped domestic abuse violence victims or survivors. So in that sense, it's not always just a even Steven trade, you know, it can also be just a beautiful, open community feeling. Luckily, we've had some other moms decide that they want to start up their own revolving closets. So now we have a location in St. George. We have a mom in Santa Quin. She actually is moving to Roy and will open her closet in Roy, Utah. And then we have a mom in Payson, Utah. A recent mom started one up in Springville, Utah. We just had another mom contact us who wants to have hers in Fruitland, Utah. So it's really exciting that this is taking off, and we're going to be able to offer these clothes to moms. And it's really a great idea because kids grow so fast. The clothing can definitely be worn for more than one child. So, all right. And the final Innovate that we're going to focus on is called the Mom Economy app. And this is kind of fun. I'm going to just read off here the illustration. So we have Mary. She's a hairdresser, and she decides to offer her services to other moms through the Mom Economy app, but she's not going to charge them money. Instead, she agrees to accept mom units. And these are all calculated there on the app. And then she really wants her daughter to take piano lessons. So she reaches out and searches for piano teachers on the Mom Economy app. And those piano teachers have also agreed they're going to accept mom units rather than currency. So there's Jane, the piano teacher, and she's really excited for her son's first birthday. She would love to buy a professionally decorated cake to celebrate. And she gets on the Mom Economy app, she searches it up, and she finds Andrea, a fellow mother who has that skill and is willing to accept those mom units, again, as compensation. And then we've got Andrea needing a haircut. And guess what? She finds Mary on the Mom Economy app. And so she pays her for that haircut in mom units. Now, that all sounds good just with regards to the moms kind of bartering and trading their goods and services with each other, but it doesn't stop there. We also want mom units to be available for moms as an incentive or reward for attending and participating in their Smile gatherings. And this ties together that education and monetary element. Remember, we're giving every mom an EMT, E for education, M for money, and T for time. So the Mom Unity, our Mom Economy app brings this all together. So we're essentially proposing that we are compensating moms for their efforts to improve maternally. And mom units make that, we'll call it Momversation, possible. So at this point, creating that app is really a matter of finding a philanthropist, a benefactor who has funds and who can help us. We've had the app priced out kind of vaguely at about $80,000. And that would include creating a minimum viable product and 2 years worth of kind of fixing the glitches as we go. So we are excited to get this word out, and that's what our Momversations can do. Partly, it can just help us get the word out about Momivate and the ideas that we have and how we are innovating, and we are excited to find a funder, a philanthropist, a benefactor, who their values would align with our mission, and they would recognize the value that would come from investing in that next generation through our innovative ideas. So let's go ahead and share the screen again. I'm gonna just overview quickly about those vate words that we activate the powerful force of mothers, cultivate their maternal instincts, which needs good soil, sunshine, water, and tools to cultivate those maternal instincts into confident maternal influence. And then we'll have that flower power to raise up society. And innovate is our next word of meeting these modern day mothering needs. We are looking to upgrade motherhood so it's a more desirable profession that more moms will want to choose for at least these formative years of their child's lives. You know, I was reading that the average laborer these days changes careers 5 times before retirement. So I think it's reasonable to invite moms to let motherhood be among those 5 careers that they delve into. And Momivate is right here to help make it a positive experience in that profession. Elevate is our final vate word, and that's what we'll be exploring next time we meet, which is on January 8th. So this has to do with the respect given to the role of motherhood, not just on Mother's Day, but the other 364 days of the year. We mothers ourselves need to respect motherhood as involving all 7 of those RaiseUp aspects and be willing to put the time and effort into those in order to really make the impact on society that we are designed to. Here at Momivate, we are offering certification in the RAISE elements. And that'll be what we talk about next week, January 8th. So now as we're coming to the end of this portion of our Momversation, hopefully you've learned some things, and I encourage you to take a moment right now to write it down. Things that struck you maybe as a new way to think about things or inspired you to make adjustments and set goals. We know that sometimes just little, like on the gears here on the slide, you can see those little adjustments can ripple out and affect other parts of our lives. Just like that little pink gear is affecting the orange gear 4 gears away from it. And that's how goal setting works. So we encourage you to use that digital smile journal or even just a notebook and remember what you've learned and put it into practice, and let's activate our gears and cultivate our understanding and make those far-reaching positive changes. This has been a delightful time, and we encourage you to join us again on January 8th once the holidays are behind us. It'll be the same mom time, 3 p.m. Pacific time, and the same mom channel here on the Win Win Women Network.